So from the border now, Customs and Border Protection officials ordering supervisors to push employees for their compliance with the administration's COVID vaccine mandate, or they could be fired themselves. Former acting ICE Director Tom Homan with us now, Fox News contributor. Tom, good morning to you. You know the issue well. Our numbers suggest that about half of the border agents, the status of their vaccination is not known, and you know who knows where that gives. What do you think their concern is today, Tom, on the mandate?
Look, this isn't really a vaccination issue. It's the border patrol agents are protesting the mandate by leadership. They fill out these forms where these agents think that their medical information is between them and their doctor. So they trust these guys to wear a gun. They trust these guys to take a life if the situation warrants it, but they don't trust them to answer questions truthfully. You know, I just got the flow chart. Bill, I want to show it to you quick.
Yeah,
this
please.
is a flow chart that was given out to leadership of Border Patrol. And right here in the middle, if you fail to get vaccinated, you don't win a deferment, re-education phase. Education phase. It's like this is China. They're going to be re-educated to follow these explicit rules of the government, or they're going to lose their jobs. This is going to be devastating to border security because a lot of agents will lose their jobs over this mandate.
Which means then, Tom, let me just slow you down a little bit. If they lose their job, you think the border situation's bad now, what happens then?
Well, this administration doesn't care about the border situation, right? They haven't done one thing to slow the flow. There's been no enforcement strategy, no consequence to deterrence to these people entering illegally. It's all about bringing these people and releasing them. So they could care if the Border Patrol is half what it used to be, because this just means more people get in the United States. But what the Border Patrol is really angry about, because I've talked to hundreds of them, I talked to one yesterday saying, I'm mandated to fill this form out or go get re-educated. In the meantime, I was on detail in Rio Grande Valley. I released myself hundreds of people, migrants, who were positive for COVID. They were tested, they were positive, and I was told to release them. So is this really about COVID? Is it really about protecting American people? And Jen Psaki stands at the White House and says, well, we don't test them. They're not here that long. Well, look, she obviously doesn't know the issues because these people aren't going nowhere. And the follow-up question Jen Psaki should have been, well, how long does it take to infect somebody? And this same Border Patrol agent told me, not only releasing positive COVID people every down there, we're releasing criminals, serious criminals. If they have COVID, they don't want to detain them. He was there when they processed an illegal immigrant. He had COVID. He had a conviction of murder, and they were told to release him because they don't want to detain COVID people. Even though ICE has facilities, they have negative pressure rooms, they can put COVID positive people there, keep them isolated, different airflow, not the rest of the facility, and keep them isolated to get beyond this infection period. But the administration don't want to detain people.
Well, you're making a very interesting point.
I can't blame the Border Patrol being upset.
Yeah, I get it. We'll see how it comes out now. Speaking of ICE, quickly now, Northern California, San Mateo County joins a number of other Bay Area counties where the sheriff says we're not going to cooperate with ICE if they ask us to turn someone over to them. Here's the statement. It's become apparent to me that complying with those requests regarding the pending release of undocumented individuals who have committed serious crimes is undermining the trust we need to protect the community. It simply is not worth losing the trust of many members of the public by continuing to process these requests from ICE. What's your read on that? Because I saw where you said that sheriff's misinformed. How so?
Yeah, it's apparent he doesn't know what he's talking about. Knowingly releasing public safety threats back into the public is going to create more crime. And when you release an illegal alien criminal, where's he going to recommit crime? In the very community in which he lives, the immigrant community. So by doing what he's doing, he's putting the immigrant community at greater risk of crime. And the victim and witnesses who they say they're trying to protect, do they want the criminal back in their neighborhood to take revenge on the victim and witness? No. This sheriff's misinformed. Sit down and talk to me for 5 minutes. I'll explain to you why this doesn't make any sense.
I'm sure you will.
Releasing public safety threats into the public is ridiculous.
Yeah, Tom, thanks. Tom Homan. San Mateo County, that is, again, Northern California. We'll see what happens as an effect of that decision. Thank you, Tom. Nice to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.